Good afternoon, my dear friends. It was a fine morning and I was seated comfortably in my cabin. Suddenly I received a phone call. It was from the security gate in the parking lot. I attended. The security was stammering. He said, Sir, one contractor while parking his car, he accidentally hit your car. Hit my car? Wait, I am coming. And I cut the phone. I was infuriated. It was my brand new Grand i10 car. I immediately went to my colleague, Mr. Vikas. Before you go to pick up a fight, Vikas sir is a type of person whom you would like to have in your team. He's 6 feet tall and has a daredevil attitude. He's ready to help others on just being asked. I said, sir, today some contractor hit my car. Tomorrow he will hit your car. Day after tomorrow he will hit somebody else's car. If we leave him unchecked, he will become a terrorist. We have to do something about it. He said, is it? Vaishagh, you go and catch hold of him. I will come with my team. I went and rushed to the parking lot, confident that reinforcements will arrive. On the way, I met my friend and colleague, Vasudev. Now, Vasudev was a stress-free, carefree, very happy and jolly individual. And he was always relaxed at all points in life. So I knew if things got little bit out of hand, Vasudev will come in handy. So I said, Vasudev, you also come, and I asked him to tag along with me. I reached the crime scene, the parking lot, and I saw the culprit. It was an old man, frail, and he was shivering with fear. On seeing me, he started shivering more. I thought, why are these old people coming to work? They can easily sit at home. They have to come to work. They can't see, they can't hear, and they will hit my car also. I was very angry. I thought I should give him my peace of my mind. And I was just walking to him. The security came running. He said, sir, sorry, I made a terrible mistake. Actually, he hit the car, but sir, it is not your car which is damaged. It is somebody else's car. A sigh of relief inside me. The anger, the frustration just vaporized. I looked at the old man. I didn't feel any anger towards him. I thought it's okay, and I wanted to leave. There I saw Vikas sir coming with his entire team. All of them were ready to attack the man. I said, sir, wait. Look at him. He's an old man. It is okay. These things happen. As per our tradition, we have to respect old people. So these things happen. Don't worry. My car or your car, it's all materials. Let us not be too much attached. Let us go. They were, however, stunned by what I had to say, and they were puzzled. Nevertheless, they went back. And I was about to go back. At that time, the security again came running to me. He said, sir, once again, I'm really sorry. Actually, he had hit car B3321. I said, what? Wait, tell me the number again. He said, B3321. 3321? That was my boss's car. That fellow totally deserved it. I jumped with joy. I went and hugged that person, the culprit. He was also stunned. I accompanied him, the hero of that day, to the security cabin, made him sit, offered him water, offered him tea, and even ordered masala dosha for him from Swiggy. I said, Dada, don't worry, these things happen. Today you will hit, tomorrow I will grow old, I will also hit somebody's car, young also I will hit somebody's car. Don't worry at all. I want you, don't think anything. Tomorrow also you come and park in the exact same place near to the same car. No problem. And I went. I was completely satisfied with myself because I had done a great charity in helping an old man, even bought masala dosha for him. All this while Vasudev was observing me with a smile. He didn't say anything. During the lunch break, Vasudev came and sat next to me. He said, Vaishagh, what a play of identity today. Now, usually when people say something, I don't really listen. But this guy was special. He was young, successful, dynamic, cheerful, active, and yet balanced at all times. So I knew he would talk sense. I said, Vasu, only law of identity which I know is the one I studied in mathematics. What is the other law of identity? He said, see, Vaishagh, what happened today? You recollect. Today morning, you went, you had this call that somebody hit your car. You were so identified with your car. I said, Vasu, I didn't understand. Can you explain the basics? He said, okay, I'll explain the basics. All human beings have something called as the mind. The mind is the seat of all emotions, anger, happiness. The mind is the seat of all emotions. And then you have something called as the intellect. The intellect is the seat of all ideas and ideals. And then there is something called as identity. All of us are identified as something. We may identify ourselves as members of some religion. We may identify ourselves as employees of a company. We may identify ourselves as part of a particular group. What happens when you identify something is the mind and the intellect works 24/7 to protect this identity. I stood and looked at Vasu. I said, what you said makes sense. There is some strange logic, but how is it connected to my car accident and incident? He said, see, as I said earlier, you were identified with your car. So you felt it is mine, that identification was there. So when an external person damaged your identity or your car, your mind and intellect worked against him. Now suddenly you understood that it is not your car. You don't have any identity with somebody else's car. So your mind and intellect relaxed. Then you understood that it is your boss's car. And as per your identity, your boss is your arch rival. And therefore, you were happy that he got hit. So you see, the same incident happened, yet your mind and intellect portrayed three different varieties of ideas and emotions just because your identity shifted. I said, Guru, you are great. Tell me more about it. He said, see, last week what happened? You were in the compressor incident. I knew the compressor which I had installed was vibrating and client was making noise. Vasu said, see, last time when you sat in that incident, when they said the compressor is vibrating, you instantly said, sir, it is not my problem, because you were identified as mechanical. You said it is a civil engineer's problem. The civil said, sir, my foundation is not the issue. It is a compressor design, because he was identified as a civil engineer. The RCM, who sees everything as one, identified as a construction site, he said it is definitely an engineering issue, not at all any site issue. And when it went to engineering, they said no, it is piping. They said no, it is static. They said no, it is rotary. And we were playing like tiki-taka football. The problem was shifting. But then the CMD came and he said, no, he is identified as a EIL. And he said, no, let us do this, so that we don't face bad name in front of BPCL. The same thing applies everywhere. When you expand your identity, your outlook changes. He said, look at Dr. E. Sridharan. Now, by this time, I was looking at Vasu and I was completely fixed with what he was saying. I said, please tell me about Dr. E. Sridharan. Who is he? Vasu said, Dr. E. Sridharan is known as the Metro Man of India. He is 86 years of age and is still working actively as chairman of many metro boards. He was the person who did the Konkan Railways. He was the person who executed many things. But in his interviews, he says, I don't consider myself successful. I only consider myself useful. So you see his identity. His identity is not an officer belonging to a particular company. His identity is a citizen of India. And therefore, his mind and intellect works to all those ideas and ideals and emotions which will help enrich all the citizens of India. And that is why he is able to work so tirelessly. It is not because of some particular webinar session or leadership program. It is because of expansion of identity. What he said really touched me. This incident, my friends, led me into deep thought. And over the period of past few months, I have realized that whenever some problem comes, just be aware of our identity and just try to expand it. You will soon see that magic starts working through you. Soon people will look up to you and soon you will be start delivering greater things. So let us all take a vow that we will identify ourselves as Indians and work for this great country. Thank you and have a nice day.